Bliss, 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 loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another weekly reading with me, Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Please join on, take your time joining in. I'm so happy to have you here. And as you join in, I'm just going to adjust my lighting a little bit. Just getting things nice and clear and bright. All right. So as you all join in, let me know where you're joining in from, how you're doing today, this week, what's new in your world as we all connect together for this weekly reading. Our Web of Light community joining together here and now every Sunday, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. Hey Anna, good to see you. And as you all join in, please let me know if the connection is clear or if the video is blurry or if the audio is weird. I know YouTube has been really having some technical difficulties lately. There's been so much energy, I think, on YouTube and people just really posting a lot. So the quality of the videos have been kind of weird lately. So I just want to, okay, I'm a little blurry. Yeah, I just don't really understand why the blurriness is happening. I really want to fix that. Is it really blurry, guys? Because I'm wondering if next week, I don't want to interrupt this week's reading, but maybe next week I should try from my computer. I usually do these from my phone, and it usually actually works better that way, but I'm wondering if it's just kind of not working that way anymore. So I'm just going to check in with you guys. We've got Anna here, we've got Danielle here, we've got Leslie here. Hey Leslie, we've got Crystal here. So good to have you here live, Crystal. Good to see you. We've got Growth is Where It Starts here as well. So if the quality of the video stays blurry, so everybody's saying blurry a bit. Okay. Man, I really did everything in my power to try to not have it blurry because I really like reposting these videos, especially because of what's going on in the world. There's a lot of information coming forth. Does anybody know what I should do in regards to this blurriness? Like, does anybody have any suggestions? I'm reaching out to my soul tribe here because I really am frustrated, honestly, because I keep having this issue with blurry videos on my YouTube, and I think it's starting to mess with my views on YouTube and just getting the content out there, and it's starting to make me sad a little bit. But I'm glad that you're all here. So I'm just checking in. I don't know how to fix the blurriness. It's so sad. I really wish there was a way to fix that. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, lots of people on the net slows data. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, good. Well, as long as you guys can hear me, fine. We'll just deal with it. My Gemini perfectionism is getting the best of me right now, and I'm just like, blurry videos, no. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So let me just do one quick thing. Okay. All right, you guys, so I'm ready for you. If you're ready for me, I want to take this moment to take a couple deep breaths, just clear the energy for myself and for all of us. So let's do that really quick. Patricia says, my partners in the tech world is saying that either your camera or internet, I would try recording from your computer next week. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll record from my computer next week. Thank you so much, Patricia, and to your partner. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it has to do with something. I know my camera's been fine in every other situation. So I think, and I checked my internet connection, so I think it probably is just a lot of people online on YouTube, and maybe the computer will just be better. I would love to have super chat. Yeah, that would be so cool, Phil. Thank you for mentioning that. I would love to have super chat. Super chat only is available to people who have over like 10,000 or more followers. I actually don't even know how many you have to get super chat, but I'm assuming it's a lot. And I only have 2,300. So it's not a feature on my YouTube channel because they don't let me have it. I'm not worthy. But that's okay. So, and thank you for your offer. And if you guys ever do want to make donations, like how Phil's saying he wants to donate, you're more than welcome to donate. I do post on in my description of each video ways that you can donate to me for better equipment or, tapestries and things like that that can make this reading even more aesthetically pleasing. And also connection things, and just to donate too. So if you want to, I've got my PayPal, my Cash App, all that stuff, and I put those links in the description of this video. And you can always email me too, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. So I appreciate that so much. And I actually do have a pretty decent camera. I've got a Canon camera, but I don't know how to stream with the camera live. I have no idea how to do that. So if any of you tech savvy people are inspired to help me get a better system for these readings or kind of take these readings to the next level, I would absolutely love that. Like, it makes me teary-eyed just thinking about having that help, because I'm really not tech savvy, and I know these readings could be so much more beautiful and vibrant and connected, but I just don't have that knowledge. And so if you guys ever want to do that, I'm always willing to do an energetic exchange with like a trade for a reading or something like that, to get some tech help or just assistant work too. I'm actually currently looking for an intern to help me with posting and things that I just really want to be able to do more of, but don't have the time to because I'm so busy with clients and events and all these other things. So if you're interested in interning or assisting me in any way, whether it be through tech stuff or a specific skill that you know you have that you'd like to offer, or just to be an assistant for me on things that I might need, I would absolutely love that. Unfortunately, I can't compensate monetarily, but I can compensate in trade for services, for readings, for event entries and things like that. So if you're ever interested in that, please let me know. I would truly, truly love the help. And you can email me at readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Okay, enough of all that. So let's go ahead and get into some breaths for ourselves before we start this reading. We are going to cover all of the energy of this week and the astrology. We're also going to talk about the full moon in Libra. So let's take a couple deep breaths here, just breathing at your own natural pace, getting connected. And as we do so, we're calling forth the Mother Earth energy of Mama Gaia to nourish our bodies and ground us into this connection, this present moment. Breathing deeply in that beautiful nurturance from Mother Earth as it supports us. We also call forth the energy of the stars and source and all of the light beings and spirit guides who are here to assist us in this reading. We thank them for showing up today, and we connect to them, extending our crown chakra energy into the heavens to connect and feel their support of us now. And then we breathe into the vastness of our being, the expansiveness, and the web of light community that we are connected to here and now, that we have created on this channel, in this world, and in our lives, connecting to all the lights, all the beings here on this planet that love and receive love and give and stand in a place of peace and gratitude and connection. And when you're ready, let's take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Deep breath in, expanding in the heart center. Big breath out to relax, releasing any tension from the body, the heart, the mind, with another deep breath in. And big breath out. All right, so nice to be able to take those deep breaths. I know that I rambled a little bit in the beginning of the reading, but I really appreciate all of you for being here with me and just having these conversations with me and just hanging out with me. So, so helpful to just have this community. Phil says, I've seen people with subscribers in that bracket before. Okay, Phil, thank you for letting me know. That's really great information. I will definitely check that out. I will see if I can do some research on YouTube and see if I can maybe get that super chat going. with the amount of subscribers I have, and also using my better camera. So I'll start doing that. I'm going to start doing some research to kind of putting that together. All right, now that we're clean and clear and connected, feeling source energy above, feeling Mother Gaia below, feeling the energy of our expansiveness, let's get into this reading. We have 16 people on the chat today. I can see past my light. It's like hard to see. Yep, 16 people. Really, really good community here. Let's start with a little bit of a review of last week. So I forgot to write down the exact cards that I pulled last week, but I already kind of feel the energy. I know we just jumped off the letting go card, really letting go of anything that doesn't serve us as we move into this week. Middle of the week last week, we felt an energy feeling really strong in that creativity and feeling inspired by things that come our way. And then the beginning of the week card last week, I'm not remembering exactly what it was. Feel free if you remember to comment below. But I do know that the beginning of the week last week, we felt a lot of moving forward into our awareness of things that we wanted to create, to manifestation, kind of grounding into our own inner being in order to do that as well, and kind of stepping forward into our new light. And so we're really kind of in this process still of moving and adapting through the energy of what's going on in the world on a mass collective level, and also the massive transformations that we're experiencing within. And the card for the month, since we're in a new month of April, is trust. And so we're learning faith. We're learning how to step boldly into things that we might not see the outcome or know what's ahead, stepping into the unknown, feeling the ability to lean into that trust and into that faith. So that's where we're jumping off from last week. But for this week, let's get connected in our energy for April 5th today to the 12th. If it's your first time joining, thank you for joining. Again, my name is Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa, and I'm an intuitive coach and luminary. And I help everyone that is interested and open to it navigate their enlightenment path, understand their intuitive gifts, and tap into their own spiritual divinity. So if you're interested in working with me on a one-on-one basis, also feel free to let me know by emailing me at readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. All right, so let's go into the spirit messages. These are the messages I received from meditations, from connecting to my guides, and also from connecting to the mass collective energy of the world. I see Nico's here as well. Hey, Nico, good to see you. All Connected's here. Lyra Ness is here. I love everybody showing up today. Josie's here. Crystal's here as well. PJ's here. Awesome, awesome. So exciting to have you all here. I just wanted to make sure to acknowledge everybody that showed up today. So thank you so much for being here. All right, first spirit message of this week, and it is a big week because we do have a full moon in Libra towards the middle of this week, so we'll talk about that in just a bit. But first, we have the spirit messages, and what I was really getting before I came to this place of seated connection with you is that we really are tapping into the earth connection a lot. And that's why I guided us through a couple of those breaths to really ground into the earth energy, because Mama Gaia has been changing so much. And if you guys remember the weekly readings in the beginning of the year in January and even late December, I was reviewing some of those today. And I was also a little frustrated because I know I talked about this dancing plague that happened and I couldn't find which reading I talked about it in, but we'll talk about it because I don't really need to go back to that. But what I was seeing in those readings in the beginning of the year was how much we talked about transformation of the earth and how Mama Gaia was on fire and there was all this rumbling within her core and she was changing and moving and exploding in wildfires across the world and earthquakes across the world and natural disasters and other things happening. I know we talked about Yellowstone a couple of weeks ago. I got a message that Yellowstone is rumbling really intensely as well, and then I got confirmation of that in some news articles I read a couple days later. So lots of rumbling of the earth. And what I was getting for this week is that we need to keep grounding into the earth, because when we do, we harmonize, we sync up with the earth energy, and that helps her to transform, which also helps us to transform. Because we're in such a huge awakening, we are literally transforming the energy from the heavy, dense, kind of compact energy of the 3D and moving into a more expanded, open, receptive energy of the 5D, Mother Earth is literally breaking up. It's literally creating more space. It's literally kind of pulling apart and allowing pressure to be released through those earthquakes, through those fires, through the volcanoes even. So we need to also allow ourselves to sync up with Mother Earth, because just as she's releasing pressure, opening up, creating more space, we are doing that. And we have been doing that since the beginning of the year and even a little bit before that. And it's all been leading up to this moment where we need to seriously connect to Mother Earth to stay in that harmony, that flow, because now we're really in a beautiful rhythm, a beautiful flow of connection in this transformation. We're aligned in the transformation. So the more we connect to Earth, the more we stay aligned in the transformation, which allows us to not resist the transformation. And when we resist transformation, it causes contrast and static and chaos. So we really want to learn how to flow and adapt throughout this week. And so by connecting to the Earth, we do that. So that's why I led us through those couple of breaths by imagining yourself grounding into the Earth, imagining your Earth, we're imagining your energetic connections from your root chakra extending down into the Earth, and like straws, kind of drinking up the nutrients from the Earth that the Earth wants to provide us, and drinking up that connection to the Earth, that synergy, that synchronicity with the Earth. And it also helps us to check in with the Earth a lot of times too, because we can feel what might be happening or what might be happening soon. And we also feel what's happening in our body. It helps us to really tune into our body as well. And we get healing, we get energetic healing for our immune system, for our physical health, for our well-being, for our inner peace. So all of those things are what we need right now. So when you connect to the Earth, you get that. And it's a really powerful experience. So do that practice as much as you can, and connect with nature as much as you can. I know with the quarantine it's difficult, especially in some areas, but even if you can just stand outside for a moment on a balcony, or if you can go into a park secluded, or if you can even plant some plants into your home, or connect to the Earth somehow, even watching videos of Earth and nature and National Geographic and things like that, because you're connecting to the natural essence of the Earth, and we're reminding ourselves of that connection, and that's powerful. So doing that is important. Then also, next message is manifesting through challenges. We are doing that right now. We just had a huge portal yesterday. The 444 portal was yesterday. Super important portal. I did a whole video on my Instagram page about it, and I also talked about it last week for the weekly reading. So if you want to hear more information about the portal specifically that you didn't have before, make sure to check out those videos. My Instagram is @readingsbyrissa, okay? But in general, what came from that 444 portal, by the way, yesterday, if you felt really good, really energized, that was you feeling that portal, because it was very, very angelic connection, very organized. It kind of felt like some order amongst the chaos was being created. Lots of liberation and just feeling good and in your power and connected. So really, really good energy. And if you weren't feeling that, maybe you were still feeling some of the chaos. Maybe you're a little bit before the portal, which is okay. And you're going to progress through that, and there will be more order from chaos there. But in that, we're also manifesting through challenges. So if you're feeling chaotic, if you're still feeling like you're a little bit before the portal of order and organization, and you're still in that contrast or challenges, this is your opportunity to use your manifestation power to decide what order, what organization, what kind of feeling are you looking for that will make you feel like you have inner peace, like you have it all together, like things are flowing in harmony and not all scattered or all unbalanced or disorganized, right? So what do you want? How do you see order and organization entering your life? How do you see your goals manifesting in your life right now? What do you want? And set intentions for that. And then emotionalize it, meaning evoke the emotion of what it feels like to have those intentions achieved. That is really powerful, because when we use our heart chakra to bring forth the emotions of what we want to experience, we are magnetizing that experience into our body, and that helps us embody that intention. And then soon enough, the external experience is going to reflect your embodiment embodiment. So what are you embodying right now? If you're in chaos, if you're in contrast, if you're experiencing challenges, can you ask yourself, what am I embodying right now? What am I acting out of? Am I acting out of love, or am I acting out of fear? Am I acting out of calm serenity, or am I acting out of stress and anxiety? Am I embodying a state of confidence and courage, resiliency, or am I embodying hopelessness and defeat and insecurity? Right? So your embodiment is going to create your external environment. So make sure, oh good, the screen just got clear. Thanks, Patricia. So make sure that you are embodying what you want to see in your outside world, because if you're not, then that's probably why you're having those challenges or still in contrast or chaos. Or it could just be you feeling the mass collective, or some kind of circumstantial happening to you where you're learning a lesson in life or something else going on. But this is kind of a way to check in with yourself on that, and how to shift the energy by manifesting through intention and through your emotionalization of things. I'm so glad the internet got clear. So that's great. Thank you guys for letting me know. So does that make sense, everybody? Set intentions, emotionalize the energy you want to see, and embody it, and then that manifestation will happen. And this is the time for us to manifest through challenges. Also, in reviewing some of the old weekly readings that I posted in the beginning of the year, I talked about how there was going to be a massive shift and a massive awakening and a massive transformation, and that it was just under the surface, but once it came to the surface, it was going to be really intense, which is really what we're going through now, the coronavirus, the quarantine, all of these crazy things happening with all of that. And what I said back then, before all this happened, was that no matter what happens and how this energy evolved for us, we are going to come out on the other side of it as the magician. As the magician. Meaning this experience right now is teaching us how to really master our manifestation, to really master alchemy, to really understand metaphysics and our mystical selves, and to really bring forth our opportunity, ability, and capacity for magic and enchantment and creating our reality, creating what we want, and really getting confident in our ability to do so. And how do we get confident in doing something? We have to do it over and over again, and we have to mess up and then try again, and then we do it again, and we do it again, and we learn more, and then we do it again, right? So that's what we're doing right now. So if you meet challenges, don't get discouraged, don't get frustrated. Take this as an opportunity to train yourself on how to manifest and master manifestation and master your magician and bring that forward, because the magician is your magic self coming forward to create your reality. Really powerful. Okay, also new abundance and new forms is coming to us. With that being said, as we master our magic, as we become the magician, and as we step into the energy of this week, we are going to experience some new abundances and new forms. So be open to receiving abundance in different ways from different things and in different forms. This is interesting. I don't really know exactly how that's going to manifest. I think it's going to manifest for people in different ways. Obviously, you know, with a stimulus check that's coming for a lot of people, or the majority of people in the US, that's going to be helpful. But also other abundances, abundance in love, abundance in connection. We're realizing that we can't physically connect, but we're finding new abundance and connection virtually. We're finding new abundance and connection to love by finding new ways to love ourselves because we're spending so much more time alone, and also finding new ways to love others because we can't spend as much time with them, right? So we find ways to love from a distance. We find new ways to express love and receive love. Really powerful new abundance and new forms coming from all of this going on in the world today. So allow yourself to receive new abundance and new forms and open up to it. Don't resist it just because it's unfamiliar, because you're going to be resisting abundance. Who wants to do that, right? Just soak it all in. Let yourself have it. Okay, so the next message is forgiveness in regards to that. So when we receive new abundance, we often have to let go of something because we have a certain capacity in ourselves and everything. I also got this message. I'm so grateful to my guides right now because they just reminded me of this. Every massive rebirth, every massive transformation requires a specific or certain type of sacrifice, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, it doesn't matter. It creates a sacrifice. So think about all the times where you felt like you have become someone new in your life. You've become a new version of yourself, or you've really elevated in success, or elevated in abundance, or elevated in spiritual connection, or love, or self-confidence. When you did that, I guarantee you there was something you had to let go of first. There was a belief system, an emotion, a set of thoughts, thought processes that you naturally would go into that you had to let go of, right? Or maybe some relationships, people in your life, societal pressures. You had to sacrifice that. You had to let that go, release it fully. And you also had to forgive those things for getting in your way of your rebirth, right? And so that's what we're doing right now on a mass consciousness level as well. And that is exactly how we level up. We have to release. And so even with things with the coronavirus, and of course the devil raising is so sad, horrible. But on a mass collective level, we recognize that this is a part of the process of any transformation, any rebirth, that there is death before rebirth, and that there has to be a certain energy of release, letting go, in order to rebirth a certain energy. And reminding ourselves too that as those people have transitioned from living into the spirit world, living here in the physical world into the spirit world, they are also undergoing a rebirth, that they've been rebirthed into the spirit world, that they're no longer a part of their physical bodies, they're no longer connected to that. Yes, they've died, they've left this earth realm, but they have also rebirthed. So not feeling so heavy about that, we have to really recognize that it is sad to not have those people. And of course, to those who've lost loved ones, I'm so sorry, and I feel so, my heart is with you. But we also want to see the beauty of the circle of life here, and the beauty of transformation, rebirth, and death, and the beauty of letting go in order to let in new things. And so by letting go and by forgiving ourselves for any energy that might feel uncomfortable in that letting go, just being appreciative of our own vitality or our own well-being, feelings of, just maybe not feeling as heavy as you might think you should feel about certain things, forgiving yourself for that, because you're most likely tapping into the energy of it and the spiritual perspective of it, which is not always the human perspective. The human perspective likes to stay in the heaviness, the sadness, the grief, the anger, the despair. And if you're rising above that and you're not feeling as much of that when things let go, that's okay. Forgive yourself for that, and forgive all the things that have been in the way of you feeling free enough to let go, because that's how you let new abundance in, and that's how you raise to a new level of energy. And since we have a full moon in Libra towards the middle of this week, we are also really inspired to let go this week, to really rebirth, to release anything. And if you don't know what you're supposed to release, that's okay. Ask your spirit guides, ask your inner being, ask source to tell you what you need to let go of, and it will. Okay, it will, and it will, and you can also give it permission to just let you release. Let me release anything that I need to release right now. Show me how to release it. Do it for me, because that's what our guides want to do. They want to do things for us. Next message is service. Service to our elders and the sick is really important in that as well, because we do want to reduce the mortality rates going up, and we do want to be of service to others. And the people most vulnerable to the coronavirus are our elders and our immune compromised people. So if you know people in your life close to you that are older, even if you have a neighbor that lives alone who's older, offer to go to the store for them if they need any groceries, so that they don't have to go into the store and compromise their immunity. Offer to run errands for them. Check on them and just make sure they're okay. And if they're lonely, if they have any relatives, if they don't, maybe you can give them your phone number and just check in on them every other day, and make sure that they know that they're thought of. Same thing for the immune compromised people. Anybody that you know is immune compromised, offer to do their grocery shopping. Offer to help them in any way that you can, because the people who are very immune strong and are younger, or in that kind of gap range between, adulthood, early adulthood, to kind of 30s, 35, those kind of people, even 45, those people can they're more resilient naturally. They're more immune to the virus because they have a better and stronger immune system. So if you're one of those people, see if you can help somebody who might not have such of a strong immune system. And by doing that, we're really taking care of the community. We're working together. And that's a beautiful thing, because when we work together, we're providing a huge service to the world. We're actually keeping the healthcare systems from being overwhelmed, because we're helping to reduce the amount of exposure to people who might be sick or could get sick. So then we're not putting those people in the hospital. We're making sure that they don't have to go to the hospital for anything, which is helping the hospital not get overwhelmed, and just other ways where there's so many ways that it could be helping our community. So doing that can be really helpful, and it can also make you feel good. And then we want to live a heart-led life. Right now, we're feeling a receptive center of our heart opening up. I did a channel and chill on Friday, a virtual one, and I'm going to be doing more of these virtual meetups now. And when I did this virtual channel and chill on Friday, we talked about the receptive center of the heart, and it's right here in the back. So just where your heart center is in the front, on the very back is the receptive center. So the front of the heart center gives love. Love, 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 love. I'm giving you all my love. Love, 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 love. And the back of the heart receives love. We receive it from source. We receive it from others. We receive that energy of love within the back of the heart chakra. So if you're feeling like you're not receiving love a lot, or if you're feeling like you're having a hard time feeling the heart energy or expansion of your own heart, or feeling heart-led in your life, then do some movement of your shoulders. Kind of stretch the back of your heart center, right? And you can also do this, put your hands, cradle your hands, or your head in your hands, and kind of pull your head down to the chest, opening up the back of that receptive center of the heart. And then of course, heart opening here as well, shoulder blades going back, kind of opening this chest area. This is going to actually physically open up the energy center in your heart space. I really want you all to do that, because we're so focused on the body right now, and because the earth energy is so strong to have us focus on the body. We're really breaking up a lot of energy physically by doing stretches here and by focusing physically on moving that energy through. And as you do that, you're going to feel more receptive to love. You're going to feel more loving. You're going to feel more expanded in your heart center. You're going to evolve and grow in an easier, graceful way, because you are so connected, and you're also going to manifest better and more strong. So this is a really powerful way, and this is great for your intuition, because you want to live a heart-led life. You want to feel like the choices you make, the actions you participate in, the things that you do feel guided from your heart. Feels like your heart's pulling you, leading you, almost like you have a little leash from your heart space, and it's like your heart's like, no, go here, go here, go here. Because that's how you know that you're living a heart-led life, and that's how you know that you are on the right track for your highest good, okay? I'm going to move through these messages a little quick, because I've been talking very slow today, or rambling, I guess, maybe. So the next message is balance. Don't overwhelm the systems. This kind of goes along with what I was talking about with the healthcare system. So making sure that we don't overwhelm the systems on a mass collective level, meaning, the surge of inflation with the economic system, the surge of demand and lack of supplies. We don't want to overcompensate. We don't want to buy a bunch of extra things that we probably won't need. We only want to buy what we need for the quarantine that they give us at a certain time, so we don't overwhelm the systems, okay? Also with the healthcare system, we don't want to go into the hospital, overwhelm the hospital if we don't know for sure if we have symptoms of corona. We don't want to just go in to get a test if we have no reason to suspect that we may have been exposed directly, or that we know anybody that's had corona that we've been around. Like, we don't want to do that, because the hospitals and the clinics and urgent cares, they can only take a few people with respiratory issues at a time. And if all these people come in for a corona test and they've got actual corona people in there, first of all, you're exposing yourself when you might not even have it. And second of all, you're overwhelming the staff to care for you when actually they don't need to right now, because you're not having symptoms that are as bad as the other people. So you want to let the people who need that care get there first, and then you just want to call your doctor if you're worried, or if you're concerned about something, or if you need some guidance, and then have them tell you if you need to come in. Really important to not overwhelm the systems. And the balance perspective for this week with the Libra full moon is really important too. So, in our personal setting, that's for the mass collective, but on our personal setting, we also don't want to overwhelm ourselves with extra fear, extra worry, extra chaos, extra preparation for things that we might not really need to prepare for yet. Kind of assuming the way something is going to go when we don't really know exactly how it's going to go. Don't overwhelm yourself with all of that. Just stay in the present moment and take things day by day, step by step, moment by moment, because otherwise you're going to feel such a pressure and urgency, and it's going to cause anxiety. And so we want to release those pressures and urgencies because they really block our intuition, which keeps us from actually knowing the real thing we're meant to do. So balance with that, understand that, release pressures and urgency to tap more into your heart, find balance and give and take. Make sure you're not taking so much from everything, like taking a ton of things from the stores, taking a ton of things from people that you know that might have extra supplies, and not giving back to other people. Make sure you're monitoring your energy exchanges with people and with the world. Like, how much are you taking for yourself and not giving to others, right? So to make sure you're doing that, because that will also affect your abundance. If you're taking, and not giving back to others who might need it in your life, then your abundance is going to be significantly compromised, because the universe is going to say, oh, so you just want everything and you don't want to give anything for this. So I'll just take it back until you're ready to give. And the universe will do that very quickly. So that's another way to amplify your abundance. And working together, of course, releasing the excess of things. If you have tons of toilet paper and you're like, you know what, I probably got way too much toilet paper, of course you can't take it back. Maybe reach out to some of your friends and family and be like, hey, did you end up getting toilet paper? Because if you're out, I've got an extra, I'm willing to give some to somebody. That's a really great way of working together, and it's a really great way of staying in the community harmony that we need to have right now. All right, and then next we're entering the second week of the trust card. So we really are leaning more into trust with this April energy. And the questions I offer for you in an intuitive reflection is, how can we trust even more than we did last week, or even more than we have been? What can you do to embody more trust in your life today and this week? And doing those things and reflecting on it, really taking some time to think about it. What can I do this week that really will show more trust and will help me feel more connected to my trust center? And then also reflect on, what do you trust in? What is it that you're actually trusting in? Are you trusting in a positive outcome? Are you trusting in the power of your being and your manifestation? Are you trusting in source to guide you and to lead you to the right place and to take your hand and guide you on the right path? Are you trusting in that? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in your abundance? Do you believe in your manifestation? And if you don't, then let's reflect on that. Let's dive deep. Let's figure out what's there. What core beliefs or fears or resistances are holding you back from trusting in those things? Because if you don't trust in that, and you're leaning into trust, but you're leaning into trust in a different way. You're only leaning into what you're trusting in, and you're not trusting in what you should be trusting in to manifest what you want, then there's going to be a confusion in that energy flow, and it's not going to manifest as you desire. All right, next one is DNA is changing. Our DNA is changing, our actual physical DNA, because we have been in this vibration of welcoming in the 5D energy for some time. A lot of us have had some DNA activations and continued DNA activations, meaning that our actual DNA is changing, which means our physical bodies are adapting to the changes of the environment, of the world. We're becoming more immune to certain things. We're becoming stronger. Our bodies are, different parts of our bodies and bodily systems are waking up to show up for us in different ways. Our hormones can be changing as well. Just a lot of our biosphere, our bioenergy, our biological energy, our physiological energy is changing. And so just paying attention to that, our mindset, our psyche, our emotional quality, and ways in which we emote are changing. So you're adapting to new circumstances, and notice how you're adapting, because that is important to notice that, so that you can see it, acknowledge it, and decide to redirect it if you need to. Maybe you're feeling like something's off and you need to meditate or ask your guides to work on your body a little bit to help a certain change happen a little bit more gracefully. Very important. Okay, this next message is really important as well before we get into the astrology and the full moon in Libra. This message is a reflection of one of the messages I brought forth in the beginning of the year before all of the conjunction and the stellium that we experienced on January 12th happened, where Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn all conjunct in Capricorn. That was a huge, huge, huge influence on our world. So huge that it is a direct correlation to what we're experiencing with the coronavirus, the quarantines, the systems rebuilding and kind of crumbling at the same time. All of this stuff going on in the world, the travel bans, all that. This is a direct correlation to the stellium on January 12th, 2020 that we experienced. And that stellium, like I said, was Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn in conjunct to Capricorn. Capricorn is all about systems, organization, our structure, our stability. Jupiter is all about our expansion and our growth and our movement into abundance and flow. Pluto is all about our rebirth and death and creating new from wisdom and completely new beginnings. And then Saturn is all about taking accountability and responsibility and being mature and really recognizing what is necessary to organize and create order and some tough lessons that need to be had in order to break through something that's been going on. So literally, we're doing that right now because of the stellium. And the last time the stellium happened was 500 years ago, and it was in 1518, and it was in France when the dancing plague occurred after the stellium. So just like how a plague of the coronavirus, this pandemic, emerged from the stellium this year, a dancing plague emerged from the stellium 500 years ago when it happened last in 1518. And it happened in France. And it was very, very contagious. And what it was that people were getting this urgency and deep, like, uncontrollable urge to dance. And they would dance so much that they would exhaust themselves and they wouldn't eat, they wouldn't sleep, they couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, barely drank anything, and literally just couldn't stop moving their body. And then they died. They would pass out, they would die, or they'd have a heart attack. And it was really, really intense. Okay, so I talked about this in the beginning of the year before all this corona stuff happened, and now I'm talking about it again because something just happened that makes so much sense now. And what it is that if you haven't been on social media, Instagram, things like that, you're probably not going to fully understand this, but there's a app called TikTok. And it's a dancing app, and it's where people, it's like a social media, but people just like record videos of them like dancing together and like dancing with their dads and like doing little dances. And it's just like sweeping the nation. Since the quarantine happened, TikTok has increased so much, and it was already really starting to get popular right before the stellium, and now it's like really, really popular. Like every celebrity is doing a TikTok, every like person that you could think of, everybody's doing a TikTok right now. There's just TikToks everywhere. And what is interesting is that this is dancing. And this is a contagious form of dancing where you see somebody get their TikTok going, and now you want to go get your TikTok going. And now I'm going to share my TikTok, and you're going to share your TikTok, and everybody's going to share their TikToks. And now we're all dancing uncontrollably. We just can't stop posting all these dances, right? So there's one way in which this dancing plague is kind of igniting or re-emerging. But what I really want to say is what my guides were giving me about this, where we have the dancing plague in 1518 in France, and now we have the coronavirus, a plague, and then we have TikTok dancing. So now we've separated them too. Now we're not just having a dancing plague, we're having a dancing craze and an actual pandemic happening. So that energy seemed to have separated and manifested in a more intense way throughout the world, in a very interesting way. Now, on top of that, I already knew I was going to talk about this and remind you all of this dancing plague thing, because I really think that there's something to this even more than what we're tapping into now. I think this is going to continue to show us stuff. But when I woke up this morning, I saw a video on Instagram that was absolutely given to me by my guides because it was the first thing I saw this morning. And it was about TikTok. And the app TikTok is connected to communist China. So there was a legislator on the U.S. Senate talking to, the people about legislation that he was going to bring forth. And he's bringing forth a legislation to ban TikTok, the TikTok app, from all federal sites and all federal employees from using it, because the actual app, the TikTok app, sells and has admitted selling our information, our images, our pictures, our messages, our keystrokes, everything in our phone to communist China. Okay? This is a big deal, you guys. This is a huge security risk. And this could easily become even more dangerous than some of the pandemic we're seeing right now, or the effects of the pandemic we're seeing right now. Because if that kind of information from if a federal employee is using TikTok app and they're in the Pentagon, okay, and then that information and everything they do on their phone, every email they send, every text message they send, every call they make is sent to communist China, that's not good, you guys. So we have to really be paying attention to how this dancing thing, how this TikTok thing, how this Corona thing, how they all kind of come together, and how we have to be really observant of the energy and really responsible with that Saturn conjunction. Remember, being responsible, taking accountability for our part in this. So remove your TikTok apps. I encourage you to. I've done mine. I've removed mine. As fun as the app was, not worth like the dangers of it, right? And also kind of helping to dismantle some of this dancing craze, even though I think it's great that people are dancing. I love that. But it's also something that feels a little bit, just the energy just feels a little polluted, just a little bit polluted. So we really want to just pay attention to that. Just pay attention to that. And I'm sure we'll talk about this more later. I don't think I need to share anything else about that, but just pay attention to that. It's really important. All right, everybody, so let's go into the astrology. I know we've already been on here for 45 minutes, so thank you all for sticking with me. And of course, you can always review these readings later on too. Let's go into the astrology. I'm going to be pretty quick with this one because the full moon in Libra is really, really kind of direct and straightforward. So the first astrological influence, of course, is the Libra full moon that I want to talk about today. And it is on the 7th for the U.S. So that is, Tuesday for the U.S., Tuesday evening. And everywhere else, it's on Wednesday. And this full moon in Libra is really helping us tune into our happiness, which is great. And so it's also balancing us, which is so necessary because we've been a bit out of balance. We've been more focused as a mass collective on frustration, fear, panic, anxiety, grief, despair, heaviness. Now the full moon in Libra is bringing us balance by balancing us out and bringing us more into happiness and liberation and positive outcomes. So the sun and the moon squares Jupiter, which is great, bringing us more expansiveness, more abundance, more liberation. And then the sun and moon also squares Pluto, allowing us to feel rebirthed and more wisdom from our abundance. So literally our abundance and our growth are being rebirthed into new. So we're emerging into new growth, we're emerging into new abundance, we're emerging into new wisdom. We're having more positive outcomes and we're going to feel more empowered in that as well. Mars then squares Uranus, which is bringing us more action, and the action is inspired by our creativity, our passion, our natural inspiration, and our individual expression. So the more you can express yourselves in a unique way and to act out of your inspiration and your creativity and your passions, the more successful you'll be this week. Mars then sextiles Chiron, which is going to help us feel more creative and also more healed from our action in creativity, and also feeling more love and romance and pleasure with Venus sextiling Mars as well. So we're going to have more healing in that area with Chiron. So Chiron is going to help us heal through romance and pleasure and creative expression and engagement. And Venus sextiles Mars is also going to amplify the pleasure and the passion in that as well. So that's going to be a really good energy to feel. Lots of romance, lots of really intimate energy, and also amplified love. So that's why we're working on the heart center. So you guys can receive that. Really making sure that you're working that heart center, like working the back, working the center of the heart, focusing in on the heart, okay? Then Venus sextiles Saturn as well on the full moon in Libra, making responsible decisions with your liberation is what that's going to bring forth. So, you're going to be met with decisions to make, and you want to make the decisions that feel more freeing to you, more liberating to you. Then Venus sextiles Chiron also with that. So there's even more healing going on in the pleasure center. So receptive to divine love, sacred opening to divine love, heart-centered energy. And Venus rules Libra. So we're going to have a lot of Venus energy for this full moon, and also a lot of release from the energy with Venus. So Venus governs pleasure, romance, love, abundance, prosperity, beauty. So we want to release anything that doesn't align with our definition of beauty or our definition of love or our definition of pleasure and expansion. And we also want to really feel into our capacity for more love and expansion in the way that we want it. Okay, so that is the Libra full moon. Also with that, of course, the balance. So reminding ourselves to give and take balance, masculine and feminine balance, spirit and earth balance, making sure that we're connecting to the earth and source. So all of the balances that you can kind of muster in your own imagination for what you might need right now, making sure that you're focusing on that as well. So that's the full moon in Libra. Pretty easy, pretty quick. I wanted to get that one done really nicely. And I really feel like a lot of the messages that we're getting for this full moon in Libra are already received because of that portal yesterday. And now we're just moving into it. We're not going to have to do a lot to activate this full moon in Libra energy. We're just going to have to flow through it, stay present, stay receptive, stay observant, and just be able to receive all this good energy. So notice if you've had a hard time receiving positive energy or positive perspectives or positive conversations, that's going to be the work that you need to do. If you're feeling restricted or limited or resistant to positivity right now, then it's really important for you to just start welcoming in more positivity by seeing things in your life that you can see as positive. Seeing things in meditation, calling forth in meditation the energy of love, the energy of positivity, the energy of happiness. Even saying mantras like happiness, I am happy, or I love, I am love, love feels good. And just saying even the word love, love, love over and over can really spark that energy within you, because those energies are within you. Even if you might not be feeling them, you just got to bring them to the surface. And you can bring them to the surface by calling them to the surface, by just saying the words over and over in your mind or out loud, and you will feel that energy amplify. So that's going to be the main work that we need to do moving into this full moon, okay? And of course, releasing things that might be limiting our capacity to receive that stuff. And then the last astrological influence I'll say before we pull cards is for 11 on Saturday. It is a strong energy. We've got the 11 for the day. We also have the 1 as the numerological value for that day. So we've got an 11-1, which is a 111 code. And then, of course, we've got the 4 with the angelic number and the trust and the connection to order amidst chaos. So with all of that, we're going to feel some more new beginnings showing up, more validation of new beginnings as we enter them. We really are in a progress of a slow reveal of our new beginning, our new selves, our new expansion. And the reason why we keep seeing the new beginning happening in each weekly reading is because our spirit doesn't want us to forget what we're working through and what we're working for. We're working through the rebirth and the death to get to our new beginning. And it's a long process, and it's a little drawn out, and it's a difficult one to some degree. But we really want to stay in that place of remembering that it's not permanent. It is temporary, and we are going to get to our new beginning, and we are going to feel that. Last thing I want to say is that with that being said, we are entering Easter weekend, And I have been getting a lot of intuition from my guides and from other things that I've been seeing synchronistically, that Easter is going to bring forth a new bud of spring, meaning a new energy, a resurrection of Christ consciousness, and a resurrection of an energy that is going to help support us, but also that there's going to be a huge breakthrough. So this feels like a high vibrational guidance or presence helping us through something really intense to get us to another side of something, and to remind us of our true selves, and to kind of bring forth our true essence, our full essence, and allow that full essence to be expressed. And that's going to happen on a personal level and on a mass consciousness level. So paying attention. I know last week we talked about more restrictions happening, and indeed they did. And especially in Arizona, they did, right after I had done that reading about new restrictions on the solar plexus and throat chakra, Arizona released like a deeper quarantine, and there's other things that were kind of limiting things. So we're on the right track. We're feeling the energy as it's being expressed. So this week, I really want you all to focus on the way in which you're being rebirthed, and to notice how the world is rebirthed this week, and also to notice what is resurrected, what comes back around, positive and negative, and also how our Christ consciousness is being resurrected in this process as well, and how our web of light community is expanding. I know there was a big mass meditation yesterday on a lot of different platforms with all the energy of the portal. I think that's great. It's helping us to all connect to that web of light. I will say that sometimes I'm not really inspired to join those meditations. I think because I'm sensitive to that kind of thing, sometimes I'm not able to join that way, and that's okay if you're the same way. Just meditating in general that day, like I posted the April meditation yesterday for our community so that you guys can replay that meditation for trust, and it's a violet flame meditation as well. So it's really powerful in transmuting energy and keeping your wellness up. And so that can be a really great way where you still add to that collective mass meditation without maybe exposing yourself to all that energy if it feels too sensitive for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some cards. I know I've kept you all on here for some time. How are we doing? Let's do a little check-in. I just want to check in on everybody. How are you guys doing? Nico said he removed his TikTok. Good job. Very, very good. Yes, Anna says, yes, so true. It's a dance movement happening. Big dance movement with TikTok and with just dance in general. So very interesting with a dancing plague. Now we have a virus pandemic, and we also have a dance craze, so kind of weird how that manifested 500 years later. Carla's here as well. Good to see you, Carla. She says, flowing with the energy feels so much better than resistance. Yes, so true, so true, so true. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull our cards. I am going to pull a crystal card today for this week because we haven't pulled that in a while. So we'll take these out. All right, everyone. So on your own, just taking a few deep breaths, grounding into the earth energy, allowing Mother Earth Gaia to connect to your root chakra and breathing with that. And then also doing the same for source energy with your crown chakra, extending your crown chakra up to source energy, connecting with source. Just feeling that energetic connection, and then feeling into the expansiveness of your being in between those two rooted energies. Expanding outward, feeling the energy of your own spiritual antennas extending outward, expanding into this web of light community we've created, connecting to the mass collective for a message for the week. Beginning of the week card here. And middle of the week card from our Voyager deck for the middle of the week. Breathing deeply. I feel all your energy. You guys are doing great. It's taking a little second to pull a card, which means that there's lots of energy in this deck. So thank you. Got that done. Middle of the week card. Perfect. And let's do the same for the end of the week card. Putting all our energy. Asking a question if you have a specific clarity you need. Knowing that we will all be answered as we are meant to. End of the week card right there. Perfect. And then let's do our crystal card. A nice card to let us know what crystal we may need to help us at this time. And I know some places are closed. We might not be able to get the crystal, but what's cool about this is that we can actually still tap into the crystal's energy just by knowing its name and focusing on it with our intention. So you don't necessarily have to have the crystal with you to gain the benefits. Lots of energy in this card deck too, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There it is. Okay, cool. All right, everybody. And real quick, I just want to tell you a couple announcements. The first one is that I do have a virtual starseed gathering on Friday. That's the 10th. And that's going to be a really great gathering. It's on Friday night. I believe it's around 6:30 Pacific time. Or 6:30 or 7 Pacific time. I can let you guys know. I'll post the flyer in the community page. And then we also have a Starseed Gathering group on Facebook. So if you'd like to join that, I will also be going live on the 11th on Saturday with a meditation for the Starseeds and a small discussion as well for that Facebook group, and that's free. So the virtual gathering on Friday is only $20. And then the meditation on Saturday is free if you want to join in on the Facebook group. So you'll just have to reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you're interested in that. And we are going to be talking about the Arcturians in this Starseed Gathering on Friday. So I'll be talking all about them and what they are. I'll probably be channeling a message from the Arcturians as well, since they're my favorite guides. Not my favorite guides, I shouldn't say that. Sorry guides. But they're one of my favorites, I should say. And then also another quick announcement. I am offering 4 consecutive energy cleansings of mind, body, and spirit with Reiki infused customized meditations and prayer for you, for manifestation of what you desire in your life, and for deep, deep, deep healing. And it's four energy cleansings consecutively. And so it's a set of 4, and it's for $400. That's for the 444 portal. So 4 for 4. And I really wanted to bring that forward because there's so many people right now needing deep healing and wanting deep healing and benefiting a lot from it. I've got a couple of clients that have already been naturally doing these energy cleansings every week, and they are really, really feeling a huge transformation, and it's helping them move through the transformation of the world and the mass collective in a really easy way, and also in a powerful way to fully express themselves in their purest positive potential. So if you're interested in that 444 deal, definitely reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, 4 Reiki infused customized energy sessions with me. They're each about an hour and a half long, and we'll do them once a week for 4 weeks. And it's only $400. I will also accept payment plans if you feel like you need that. So just reach out to me if you're interested. And also if you're one of the front of the line people, meaning if you are working in the healthcare industry, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you work in a clinic or in a nursing home or anything like that, please also reach out to me, because I will give an added discount for those of you who are on the front of the line with this coronavirus thing, because I think that you guys deserve also to have an added benefit of service just for what you're doing out there, okay? All right, everybody, so let's go into these cards. Such a great validation with the beginning of the week card from Archangel Shamael with the beginnings card, letting us know that yes, just another reminder, new beginnings are on the horizon, and everything that we're going through right now is for the purpose of emerging ourselves into our new beginnings in a powerful, powerful way. This is also a crown chakra card. I know it's hard to see, but it is really, really strong in the energy of purple, which means that our crown chakra is activated. So letting ourselves purify our thoughts, purify our mindset, and really make sure that we're directing our thoughts and perspectives towards our new beginnings instead of staying in a rut of what might be going on that isn't really satisfying us. Wow. And then middle of the week card, another beginnings card with commencement, that this is a start, that we're really going to start to see traction of our new beginning, that we're at the start of the new beginning. Really cool. I love this card. It's just like the guides are really messing with us here. There's a ram as well, which is forward movement. And this is the 4 of Worlds card. And so another 4 here, letting us know that through our challenges, through the chaos, we are creating order. We are stepping into a commencement of energy, and really, really strong synchronicity with that 4 number and the world. And this creative energy as well, lots of orange and yellow. So creative power in our commencement. And that's how we start our new beginning. So what Spirit's saying here is that we are in our new beginning. We are in the beginning of our new beginning. And the more we can bring forth our own creative power and expression and confidence, the more we are going to step into our new self. So doing that this week is huge. Being confident, being expressive, being unafraid to express, fully in expression. I'm just making sure I didn't leave anything behind. Okay, cool. And then the end of the week card, intuitive nudges from the Spirit deck. And yes, you're right, Crystal. The Ram is also Aries. Thank you for that. So yeah, bringing forth that Aries energy with this Commencement card and the Ram, letting us know that we're moving from we've got that new moon energy still with this full moon in Libra, helping us to move forward into our happiness, into our new beginning. This is that beautiful, powerful movement forward. End of the week is intuitive nudges, reminding us that we have intuitive nudges that are calling out to us and that really want us to tap in even more. The card itself says intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. So using your intuition to connect you and letting yourself trust your intuition with that April card as well. And I like that, Phil, that Aries is also the natural leader. Thank you so much for that. That's a really great way of putting it, that we're naturally leading into our beginning and that we can trust that the way we're naturally flowing and moving forward and the way we're naturally inspired to move forward with action is enough. So if you're getting a lot of inspired motivation or passion to move you forward and act, then follow that urgency, follow that drive, follow that intuitive nudge. If you're actually not getting a lot of guidance on what to do next and you're feeling like it's not time to move forward quite yet or not time to act quite yet on what you feel like is coming for you, then trust that intuition is a part of what you're meant to receive too, and follow that, trust that, because you will get that intuitive nudge when you're meant to. Everybody's being called forth into their new beginning at different times for different reasons and in different ways. So honor the way it's happening for you, that natural way. I love that, Phil. Thank you for that. All right, and then our crystal card. This is actually a really good crystal card because I think that most people will have this crystal available to them or already have it, hopefully. And it is our lovely friend Quartz. Quartz, can you guys see that? It's kind of hard to see. Quartz, there it is. And so the Quartz card, I'm going to read it to you because it's hard to see. And the Quartz card says, well, what is quartz? Quartz is among the most abundant minerals on the planet. Clear quartz is everywhere, but it's far from basic. It's a master manifester. Quartz is programmable, so give it a job to do and get busy. Ooh, I love that. I didn't know that you can literally speak to your quartz and give it a job to do, and it will do it. And it will manifest things. So like I have clear quartz Merkaba right here. So that means if I have this, I can literally meditate with it and say, you know what, Quartz, I really want you to bring me forth some abundance in a very specific way. And then I can say that. And then this quartz will do that. And every time I sit with this quartz or meditate with this quartz, it'll start to do that work for me. Really, really cool. It says, who needs the quartz? Well, rock hounds quartz intensifies the power of all the stones in your crystal collection. So Geminis also need quartz. So rock hounds in this card deck are people that collect crystals. So if you collect crystals a lot, you want to clear quartz because that will help clear all your other crystals. And Geminis also benefit a lot from clear quartz, it says. And it says where to put it. You can put it between your eyebrows during meditation on your third, cleanse your third eye. And it feels really good, actually. You can also do it on your crown or any other chakra that you feel needs clearing. And you want to use it when you find yourself believing the limitations of your mind. You want to call on that quartz to help you see through illusions and to clear the mind of self-doubt or self-sabotage and to surrender to the will of the universe and start manifesting the impossible. Really powerful. Start manifesting the impossible with the clear quartz. And what a great message for where we're at in the world right now. And it also says our mantra for this card is enhance your vision. I am enhancing my vision. Soul star chakra. Yeah, soul star chakra's up here. So you'd have to hold it up here, but if you want to, you can. All right, everyone. So again, real quick, beginnings, commencement of our beginnings, intuitive nudges at the end of the week, and clear quartz for our enhancing our vision and manifesting the impossible. So powerful. All right. So I love you so much. Please message me if you want a one-on-one session. If you want an energy cleansing set of 4 for 4, message me at readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. I'm seeing just reading everybody's comments. Ooh, Leslie said, I have had 3 consecutive energy cleansings and it has been life-changing. So helpful in this time of uncertainty. Yes, so that's why I'm bringing it forward, because there's so many people that have been benefiting from these sessions. And I really do deep work with my intuitive and Reiki services for those cleansings. And I've actually I add a little reading in there. You get some card pulls, you get messages intuitively, you get the energy cleansings, mind, body, and spirit. So if you're interested in that, let me know, the 4 for 4 deal. And also, if you're interested in the Starseed Gathering on Friday, message me for that as well. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Make sure to follow me at readingsbyrissa on Instagram for daily affirmations and content and other posts about what's going on in the world. And do you have your email in the show notes? I don't know what you mean by the show notes. But in the description of the videos, I do put my email in there. So I will double check. And every time I upload a video, it takes like 20 to 30 minutes for the video to upload. And then I can actually put stuff in the description and all the links and stuff. So give me like 30 minutes and I'll put all that stuff in there. But also if you go to any of the previous weekly readings, you can also check that out too. And all the links will be in there as well, Phil. So I hope that answers your question. Valkyrie Kara says, such a nice after party from the 444 portal. Thank you for coming online and being here. Yes, after party, portal after party. So fun. Phil, that's what you meant, Phil. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if you go to any of my previous weekly readings, you can find my email address in the description, or if you want to wait like 20-30 minutes, this video will be uploaded and I'll be able to put the description, the links in the description as well. Thank you, Phil. And Linda said, is there a P.O. box to send gifts to you? I don't have a P.O. box, Linda, but thank you for thinking of me for gifts. If you send me a message, I can send you my address, okay? Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you're all doing well. I love you all so much. I'll see you next week for another weekly reading on Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time. And until then, stay happy, stay joyful, stay receptive in the heart center, and stay in that place of full trust for all that is coming for you in beautiful new beginnings and new self-activation, okay? I love you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful week. Peace.